What's up, guys? Broker Gary here. We're going to do something a little different this time around. We're going to make a few videos, a little series about first how I got into real estate, my training, the businesses I worked through before, and we're going to kind of continue on just to get to where I am now. Today, we're going to go on a little journey. I'm going to just speak from the hip. I'm going to try not to use any names, as I know some information could be taken as sensitive information or taken in a different light, which that's not what we're going for here at all. I just want to kind of talk about my journey, what spurred me, what got me into real estate, and just kind of explain a little bit more about myself. And a lot of it's going to start going back when I was fairly young, roughly when I was 20, 21 years old, just to kind of get right into the story. I had very little college experience, about a year of college, and a lot of question of where I wanted to put my effort, where I wanted to put my skill set into college. And long story short, back then, careers just kept me going. I used to work at Circuit City. I climbed the corporate ladder. I got into management with Circuit City long ago. As most of everybody knows in here, some of you too young might not even know about Circuit City, but they shut down. So I had a little brief period in between where I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. Where would I go next? At this time, I lived in Naples, Florida. So I thought about going back to school. I went into college, one of the local community colleges in Naples, sat down with a career counselor. We wrote about what I wanted to do. And this brought me way back to when I was a child. I visited Florida. I always wanted to own my own fitness facility. I wanted to get into fitness. I loved it. I was always an advocate of training and bettering oneself. So I'm sitting down with the career counselor, and we're talking about, well, what's available, what's out there, where can you put your skill sets? And she pulled up a career as I'm considering, what do I do? Do I move back to New York from Florida? Do I stay and find another career? What do I do? So there was a job opening at a fitness facility down off of Fifth Avenue, very high-end personal training one-on-one facility. I'll just not even share the name. I mean, you guys can find this on my LinkedIn and all my other accounts. So it sounded very piqued my interest. The career counselor kind of pushed me that route. And I went and set up an interview with this company and sat down with the owners. Again, fairly young, still in my young 20s. At that time, probably 21 or 22, somewhere around there. Interview went really well. At that time, I explained to them how I wanted to own my own fitness facility, how I was always passionate about fitness, bettering oneself, and loved the idea of helping other people as well, which I hadn't really done before. It was more just with friends. So we hit it off. I joined the company. I worked there for 5 years. It was one of the longest careers I've had, starting there at that young age. 5 years was my longest career. So every year there's more, workload, and I grew as a person. I learned so much from the company. I learned so much about myself. I couldn't speak any higher about the owners that I worked for and the employees that I worked with. I owe a lot of my own character and where I am today to them. But just fast forward, just so I can tie in and tell the story of what happened and what spurred me to get into real estate, and all that's going to fall in place. So fast forward, every year we had a performance review, and every performance review, somebody gets a raise, whatever, it might be a quarter, a dollar, however you do, you get rewarded. So we get to my final 5th year, and again, I've learned so many things about the body, so much about myself. I'm growing as a person. I bought my first house back in that time period. Had some rough issues going through car loans and getting squared away with a car, learning about finances, just young and dumb. So finally, I'm starting to get to somewhere I want to be in my career, and I think, hey, maybe finally I'm going to start to get some ownership in this business. Am I going to find my way into a management role? I've had that management experience before. I've talked about that at every chance that I could in a review or elsewhere. So we sat down for our final performance review, and I remember this to this day, there was a chart on the wall with all the personal trainers, and in order of the chart, from the most sessions to the least sessions, were the trainers and how well they performed. How many sessions did they have? And with 45-minute sessions, we could fit a maximum of 16 sessions in a day. And there were several days in our incredibly busy season where I would have 16 sessions in a day. I would be out of my mind laughing at things I would never laugh at in my life with a client because I'm just that busy. And I loved it. So at the very top of that list, the number one sessions training, and I don't know how many it was, that number does not matter. We had amazing trainers. I wasn't the best trainer by any means. I wasn't I guess I was just available for all the extra sessions that couldn't be picked up, and I was relying on any of the extra time that could be there. I would be there. So I'm at the very top of this list, and we're going through the review, and it sounds like it's moving quickly to a great review. It's going to be I'm going to get an awesome bonus or raise. And I remember to this day, I got so upset, and maybe I shouldn't have got so upset because I need to look back to how this was possibly looked at as a positive light from the other end. But I got a 10-cent raise, guys. So a 10-cent raise to me at that point, I'm grinding, I'm getting in my groove, I'm growing as a human. I want to open my own facility, I want to be a manager, I want to excel in life, and I got a 10-cent raise. So I bit my tongue as best I could. For all of you that know me, I'm not very good at biting my tongue. I come right out with what I think. I come right out. I don't let things linger. If something bothers me, it's got to come out. Broker Gary's getting that over with as quick as possible. So I bit my tongue. I thought about it. I slept on it a few nights. I couldn't get over it. I kept thinking about it. So I'm going to fast forward now. So I realized at that point, at this amazing fitness facility, that it was demonstrating my growth was no longer going to be there, and that's okay. So as I started training my clients, I started thinking about where my strengths could lie in with some of these amazing clients that are incredibly well off, incredibly intelligent, some of the best people on the planet I met. 5th Avenue, 14th Avenue in Naples, Florida. How can I put my skill set into what they did and be so successful like they did? So, most folks in there had degrees, were CEOs, some were in politics. We had high-end actors, parents. I mean, we had everything across the board. I can't even begin to describe the different careers that we had at that facility, and it came down to I didn't have a degree. I had a very great background from sales and management, and being a personal trainer in some degree is sales as well. You're helping sell somebody to improve their life, which is a huge selling point. So we had a lot of real estate agents and folks that own real estate companies. So I quickly saw that my skill set would fall along the line of real estate. So as I grew closer and as my owners noticed I was growing closer to these folks in real estate, they directly noticed that. It was obvious, being younger, can't hide it. I don't hide my emotions, I don't hide myself very well. I started asking questions, finding out what about the real estate? What do I have to do? How do I, what training do I do? Is it possible? I even asked one of them, would you possibly bring me on? What do I got to do? So one of the gentlemen, the company name was a sales and marketing company. Again, I'm going to keep names out of it. And this gentleman, I just kept asking what I got to do. And I think they kind of avoided it a little bit because they didn't want to impede on the owners of the fitness company. They didn't want to take me away. They didn't want to sway me one way. So they kind of left that go. And at that kind of time, I knew I had to do my own thing. I knew I had to prove, I had to go that route. I had to get it rolling. So in the night classes, I'm going to throw a shout out here. Larson Education, Naples, Florida. Awesome company. I took the night classes as I was still in this career, and I think it was down in Fort Myers. I drove to Fort Myers from Naples. Took the night classes for the real estate state exam, the class exam. Studied all that. Passed that. I took the crash course. Thank you, Larson. For the state exam, and I actually passed on my first time around. Incredibly difficult, no idea how I did it. Partially because I probably didn't have kids back then and I had a lot of time to study in between sessions. So, got my exam finished. I'm a brand new licensed agent. So now I come back to work at our company, the fitness company in the area in Naples. Now I'm very excited. Now the owners can tell even more. They can tell Broker Gary, at that time no Broker Gary, now, was asking clients about real estate, more involved, and at that time, rightfully so for them, they agreed, they thought it was best that I went a different way, and it was. It was probably incredibly painful at that time, because I let go of something I had done for 5 years, so passionate about, still I'm so passionate about it. It was one of the most bittersweet, leaving some of the most influential people in my life at that time to go on to a new career and to leave the way we did. And I still look at them almost as parents, and I still cherish them very much, and I reach out to them to this day. Just so you guys know that, I appreciate you both. So I'm going to fast forward now. We're going to get into some fun stuff, some grueling stuff. So right off the bat, I went to the gentleman I used to train. They didn't have anything available. So Broker Gary's without a job at all. And I couldn't get out of this company, this sales and marketing company. So what I do? I checked all the brokerages. I hung my license with Coldwell Banker on 5th Avenue. And I'm not making any money. I got a mortgage, I got bills. We all know about bills. Shoot. So here I am. I started in real estate. I know first and foremost I gotta work hard. The biggest thing I know is I have to work hard. I gotta put time into it. So here I am, going in the mornings, Coldwell Banker, the broker is still there. She's still there. She gave me $1 Million Listing book. I was supposed to read that, and she gave me, at that time, very minimal training, but training on what I needed to do to be successful. I'm going to get more into that, but this video, I know I'm getting to a tangent, was how I got into real estate, and I think I demonstrate how I got into it. In the next video, I want to explain more what I went through from Coldwell Banker, what it's like being a brand new agent, how did I make money, how did I make it to where it is now, and we're going to break some of those videos up. So some of this was a little emotional to me. I hope you guys can appreciate it. The next few videos, I'm just going to kind of wrap up and talk more about my career as a real estate agent and where that progressed. Stay tuned, subscribe, like below. You're going to hear a little bit more about this marketing company I talked about. Very successful company. They've done awesome. And then you're going to hear the rest about my career and how I enjoyed it along the way. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Broker Gary out.